Hi everyone, and welcome back to my kitchen. You guys are going to love today's easy dinner recipe, especially for fall and winter. I'm going to be sharing my all-time favorite smoky chipotle beef chili. This chili is hands down the best chili ever. It is so flavorful, so aromatic, so hearty and warming. We're going to be using lots of beef for this recipe, a little bit of beans. We're going to be adding some chipotle peppers and bell pepper and so much incredible spices in there to really flavor up this chili. You guys are going to love this recipe. Plus, you can prepare this recipe on the stove top, in an Instant Pot, or in a slow cooker. For the full recipe, don't forget to head on down to that video description box. Let's get started and I'll show you just how easy it is to make. And I'm going to get this recipe started off with the beef. And I love my beef chili to have lots and lots of beef. So today I'm actually using 2 pounds of ground beef, and I like to use an 85% lean, so it has a little bit extra fat because fat always adds so much incredible flavor. So because we have so much ground beef, I'm actually going to fry it up in batches. So I'm preheating a large frying pan over medium high heat, going to add a little drizzle of oil in there, and then once that oil is really nice and hot, we're gonna start adding that beef into the pan. All right, I'm going to add about 1/3 of this beef into the pan and then break it up with a spatula so you have nice little small pieces. Season the beef with a little bit of salt. And today while I'm filming, I'm using a frying pan, but you can actually do all these frying steps that I'm going to be doing today in the pot that you're using to cook the chili for less dishes. And my first batch of ground beef is just about done. And you see how small the little pieces are? So just use your spatula to break up the chunks of ground beef as the beef browns. And we're going to transfer this out of the pan into our pot. Transfer that into a nice and large pot. And again, when you're making this at home, you could fry everything directly in the pot so to save yourself a few dishes. Adding in my second batch of ground beef. And the last of my beef is all ready. I'm going to transfer it into my pot. My ground beef is all done and ready to go. And now let's get started with the rest of our ingredients. I'm going to add in just a little bit extra oil into the pan. And I'm going to add in 1 large diced red bell pepper, 1 large diced sweet onion. Toss these two together, and I'm going to saute this mixture for about 5 to 6 minutes until the onions and bell peppers are tender. And this onion and pepper mixture already smells so good. Now time for some spices and the garlic. I'm going to add in 6 finely minced garlic cloves, 2 teaspoons of chipotle chili powder, 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika, 2 teaspoons of ground coriander, and 2 teaspoons of ground cumin. I'm going to toss these spices in with the onion and garlic and bell pepper just so they get toasted and they'll be more fragrant this way. And next I'm going to deglaze my pan with about 1/2 cup of red wine. And I know wine is not a traditional ingredient for beef chili, but I think it adds so much incredible flavor. Just let it simmer away in there. It's going to be really, really fantastic. If you don't want to use the wine, you could also use beef broth instead. Add that mixture right in. And now time to add the rest of my ingredients. So I'm going to be adding in 3 cups of beef broth. If you're using this recipe with an Instant Pot or a slow cooker, you want to reduce that amount down to 2 cups. Next, 1/4 cup of tomato paste. This is a 14.5 ounce can of petite diced tomatoes. And now for some heat, I'm going to be adding in 1/4 cup of diced chipotle peppers. And these are canned in adobo sauce, so they are a little bit spicy. There's all the seeds in there. You can add more if you want your chili to be even spicier. Gonna drop those right in. I drained 1 large can of kidney beans, going to add those in. And last 2 ingredients, I have 2 teaspoons of salt and 2 teaspoons of sugar. And that sugar is going to help out balance the sourness from the tomatoes. I'm going to grab my spatula and mix everything together. And this already smells so good, and it's only going to start smelling more and more amazing as it cooks. And I almost forgot one last ingredient, and that's my ground black pepper. I'm going to add that right in, about 1 teaspoon of ground black pepper. And now I'm going to let my beef chili come up to a boil over high heat. Once it comes up to a boil, I'm going to close it with my lid and let it simmer away on low heat for 2 hours. I love to slow cook my chili. I think it just develops the most incredible flavor as it cooks. It's going to just reduce down. It's going to be really nice and thick, super, super aromatic. You guys are going to love it. For the instructions for the Instapot and the slow cooker, make sure to check out my website. I'll include those cooking instructions online. My chili just finished cooking, and check this out. It looks so, so delicious. And the aroma is just mouth-watering. I wish you guys could smell it through the screen because it's so, so aromatic. And this chili is just so hearty and warming. I love that it's just slightly spicy from those chipotle peppers, but it's not overwhelming. It's like a really nice and warming kind of heat. You guys are gonna love it. And I like to enjoy my chili with a few toppings. First, we have to have the cheddar cheese. So sprinkle on some grated cheddar cheese. That's always a must. It's just so much better with the cheese. You gotta have the cheese. I'm also going to sprinkle on some fresh parsley or cilantro. You can also use cilantro. If you want a little extra spice, you can add a few wedges of jalapeno peppers. And that is it, guys, for my smoky chipotle beef chili. This chili just smells so, so good. It's so aromatic, so warming. I can't wait to dig in and enjoy. For the full recipe link, don't forget to head on down in the video description box. I'll have the full recipe and instructions up on my website for you guys. Now, time to dig in and enjoy. Oh man, this looks so good. I absolutely love beef chili. I also usually have a little bit of French baguette on the side to dip in there and soak up all that goodness. I'm gonna get some of the chili with the cheese. Now, I don't like spicy things, so I'm gonna avoid that jalapeno pepper, but my husband loves those. This is hands down the best beef chili recipe ever. It is just so incredibly delicious, so aromatic, so warming and hearty. And I love that low and slow cooking process. It just adds so much incredible flavors. Those spices, the aroma, the texture, that beef is so tender. It just kind of melts into your mouth. So, so incredibly delicious. I love the cheddar cheese on top as well. If you guys are looking for the ultimate beef chili recipe, this is for you. You guys are not going to regret it. It's so perfect on those cold fall and winter months when you need a warm dish. This is it. Don't forget to head on down the video description box for the recipe link. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe at home as much as I do. And if you do, don't forget to share with me on Facebook, Pinterest, or Instagram. I have accounts everywhere with Tatyana's Everyday Food. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time with a new recipe.